Okay, here we go. Gather up. No. Fire through. That pause is what allows me to engage that kinetic chain, that left leg grabbing the ground. And that's what still allows me to get 293 yards carry at age 58 this month. So if you'd like some of this for yourself and you really want to maximize that effortless power in your swing, stay with us. You're really going to love this show. In order for you to get to the point of engaging that kinetic chain, because you'll notice that kinetic chain is the same kinetic chain that engages for a snapping of the punch, a throwing of the ball, a serving of the tennis ball. All of the sports in all disciplines use this same kinetic chain. So in golf, the way it engages is from behind you. So many of you are shortchanging your backswing and not getting to the point where you can just grab the ground from the very top of that old, beautifully turned backswing. So in order for you to get and maximize that range of motion, you're going to take that club, you're going to put it in your lead hand. Imagine it's a machete that you're about to slice a bamboo shoot with. So you're going to turn your whole backside to the target. The backside includes rib cage and pelvis. That means your butt. So notice when you turn your butt to the target, that left knee, that lead knee is going to rotate in, and you want to allow that lead heel to come off the ground. This is an extra bonus that your brain uses to balance you properly on that right side. So we gather that full range of motion by turning our backside to the target. Notice my arm's right there in front of me. It's not going to bunch up against me here. And then I can just put my trail hand on right there. Now I'm in a great position to fire toward the target. So you need the right command. At that point right there, the last thing you want to do is try and hit the golf ball. So stay with us in this next segment, and we're going to show you how you're going to bridge the gap between here and here into the picture. And it's that nice transitional pause at the top of the backswing. So here we go. Now, if you haven't seen my throwing the club videos, here's an oldie but goodie. Go see Throw the Club Straight, Shawn Clement. So imagine I'm taking this golf club and I'm going to chuck it down range, right? So what it would actually look like. So I'm going to take an old steel shafted iron and I'm just going to simply throw the club down range. See how I did that? So if you slow my swing down in slow motion, the first thing you'll notice that engages the ground is my lead leg. The lead leg uses the ground to get the body out of the way, and this is what pulls the arm club unit all the way through to the target. So when I'm throwing the club over there, all this kinetic chain, the KC, engages completely. So let's say I was going to take this tee here and I wanted to flick the tee into a somersault towards my target. So my eyes are looking down at the tee. My brain sees that red post in front of me here. I'm going to take that tee and I'm going to make it somersault toward that red post. So in so doing, the brain goes to the ground, uses the ground to get the body out of the way, so I can make that tee somersault towards there. So if you have a task that's going to engage that kinetic chain, then all of this will happen all by itself. Your weight shift or pressure shift, your clearing of the body, your lag, all that stuff is going to happen all by itself. You want to make sure you see the most important grip, the most important video on grip ever, to make sure your grip is strong enough so that you can go that way without having to worry about the direction that the ball is going to take, okay? So once we have that proper key, well, we want to take the time to get there at the top of the backswing. So I got my intermediate point here. I got the direction that I'm going to send the tip of the tee into. And now I'm going to gather my full turn in my backswing, and I'm going to let everything settle at the top while I keep my thoughts on sending that tee somersaulting towards my target. So it's gather, send the tip of the tee in that direction. There's that gorgeous power fade. There's another carry, almost 290. There's 310 yards. And that felt really easy to do. 287 carry with a nice fade. So if I wanted that ball to hug a little bit more toward the center, all I got to do is line it up a little bit more to the left of that intermediate point. And then I'm going to gather, let it settle, and just throw the club to the left of that intermediate point, causing that tee to somersault. Here we go. And there it is. Nice little flight down there. And another lovely golf ball over 300 yards. So let's look at some of the things that you can do to help yourself out through our premium channel that are going to allow you to do that. So you're going to see our lead hand release videos. So you'll see lead hand release in the backswing. That's going to give you the range of motion that you need to go. You're going to see weight shift with savvy, understanding that the weight shift happens behind you. We don't load up and try to fire from the right side, then we end up throwing ourselves out in front of the ball. You'll notice that when I complete my turn, my back stays to the target. When I go to the ground, my back is still to the target, but then my brain has the ground to remove me out of the way, and I get to stay behind the hit throughout the whole action and very, very centered in the process. Okay? So throwing the club is a big one. You'll see throw the club and the throwing series. That really engages it. And then you'll see the kinetic chain facilitation and engagement series. Huge for really, sinking your teeth into the ground to get that sucker engaged properly without the effort. All right? A really nice general way to look at it, if I had a machete in my hands and my full-time job was slicing through bamboo shoots in Dominican Republic, I would use the weight of that machete to slash through. And you'd notice if I was a lumberjack and I'm getting ready to cut down a tree, heave the axe, let it settle. So you notice all these disciplines have a gorgeous pause at the top of the backswing. So that's the owner of the instrument, right? That is not fighting with it. They're just using pure weight to execute the task. And if you get a little too rambunctious and you try to hit the ball too harsh too soon, here's what's going to happen. When I go to the top of the backswing and then I force it, all I'm doing is collapsing the accordion onto itself. So I'm going to have a lot of effort, but my arms are going to be outracing my body, and then I'm going to tend to release too soon, and that's typically where you have those snap hooks to the left. And if I try to fire the right side and not use momentum, now I'm collapsing my arms against my body's outracing the arms, and I end up blocking it way to the right. So the remedy is always use weight. I feel the weight of the arms and club. I'm using the weight of the instrument to throw the tee into a somersault in the direction that I want the ball to go. Oh, that feels really good right there. That was pummeled. down the left side. Ooh, that was supremely timed, right in the center of that club face. 161 ball speed on that one, 299 carry. How about them apples? So this is what I want for you guys. I want you guys to feel what bliss on a stick actually is. All right? So get to work with your machetes and your axes, and stay tuned with your task in the direction of the target, and then you won't either default to the ball and spray it all over the place, or overuse your strength or your body needlessly, right? So when you're executing with weight and engaging that kinetic chain, that's the golden timing of the golf swing. See you next week.